Hello guys and gals and other child, Divine here, and welcome back to my channel. Today is episode 2 of Relearning my art style. I wanted to focus on colors and rendering. It is one of the main reasons why I want to change my art style. During this process, I really looked at Pinterest a lot for color wheels and breaking down shapes. I referenced Cynic's Quick Art Tips, the skin tutorial. Though my art style is far more cartoony, I really liked how he explains skin and how to render it and color schemes and all that. But before I could get into the actual process of practicing, I had to figure out what exactly about my art I didn't like and what I liked about the other artists. I liked that they had sharp, distinct features. You could always tell it was that artist drawing. I liked it the way they used colors, and I most certainly liked the way that they used textures. For my own art, I feel like it was too flat. There wasn't really any bone structures, and my colors were often muted. I also didn't like when I rendered noses. My noses were very nicely rendered and more complicated compared to the rest of the face because I wasn't just sure how to add colors and shadows to make the face pop. As I went into attempt 1, it was a little frustrating, but as I was doing line art, the first thing that I realized was, 1, I hated the way the line art was looking, and 2, I wasn't quite sure how I wanted to incorporate eyes. So I needed to do a study on it, which I did end up doing, as you just saw previously, but I actually lost the recording in the entire drawing, which was so infuriating because I am someone who needs to reference my own art to mimic it, but the screenshots will have to do. Now, more on attempt 1, I did struggle with getting those cheekbones and those structures together. I also struggled with picking colors that complemented the skin correctly. I don't really know, maybe I was just having an off day. I did eventually decide to just do a sharper face so I could really focus on like the cheekbones and the eye structures and all that good stuff. I think the more that I look at this, is the more I realize that it really wasn't that bad, and I was just being a bit dramatic. Because now that I look at it, I really do like the harshness of this, which when I first critiqued this attempt, that's what I said I didn't like. I didn't like how harsh it was, but I kind of like it now. Now, speaking on a little bit of my goals for practicing the entire rendering thing, I don't want my rendering that I have right now to completely change because it's good as it is. I just feel like, especially on the face, it kind of lacks and goes a little flat and doesn't look as three-dimensional that I would like it to, which is why I'm doing the study specifically on faces, because when I draw things such as arm, I don't really have much of a problem with it. I guess it's because I don't want my characters to look too similar or too different that I often get stuck in one face. It's weird. While drawing this, I did realize that I really like using blue as like a shadow or even a highlight on brown skin. It was a really nice pop of color and I took note of it. As I finished up attempt 1, I then did some quick critiques on it, what I liked and what I didn't like, so I know what to focus on next time I did this. For attempt 2 and 3 and the rest of the attempts, I'll be referencing actual real life photos because I want to play with lighting and still being able to show a face with that lighting. I did struggle with all these attempts because for someone like me, I really have a hard time capturing other people's faces, and even my own face, I don't really know what it is. So each one of these attempts took me about an hour, but I'm really glad I did it because it helped me learn how light affects shadows and how you can still get round and soft shapes even when you have a harsh light. I also learned how to better reference real life photos. If I'm not referencing something for anatomy, I tend to have a problem drawing an actual photo, and this did help me capture it. And while it is far from perfect and there are many things that I will improve upon, it's really good for my first couple attempts. It was by this attempt that I realized I hadn't drew any man practicing these tips, and it would probably behoove me too, so I can practice on sharper features and harsher lines. But I wanted to do like 5, maybe 6 of them, but they put me in art block, so I was only able to do 1, and it came out well. Usually I like drawing man, but recently I haven't really been feeling like it while I'm in the learning process, since it's harder for me to step out my comfort zone and do it. It's easier for me to reference myself when I'm drawing than reference a man, of course. As I finished up this attempt, it was time for me to start getting ready for the final piece. These pieces that I'm going to be doing are basically how I cap off a study, and even then it won't mean that I'm not still focusing on trying to get better and learn that. It's good enough now for me to keep producing art and not hate it. Hopping right onto the drawing, originally I was going to do a full body. I was feeling a little bit ambitious, but I was like, I'm not really focused on drawing full body, so I'm focused on drawing the face. So instead I just did a half of a body. I'm drawing Charlotte, of course. As I said in my last video, I will only be drawing Jace and Charlotte, which are two OCs that are side characters from my other AUs, because their designs are simple, they're humans, and I don't have to worry about much. As I began rendering the skin, I quickly realized that I wasn't sure how to draw a character in an environment from my imagination with a light source. So that will have to be something I practice on its own. It's probably going to be on a video when I practice backgrounds and drawing characters in environments. But I did eventually get the rendering together on the face, and I was satisfied with it. I tried it a bunch of times, like I did it in grayscale, but at some point I found an in-between and I really liked it. As you can see, I used the blue top used as shadows and highlights. It really complemented her dark colored skin. Charlotte is a teen character, and one of my favorite things about her is drawing her acne, so I did have fun doing that, and I did learn a technique from Cynics, of course. A little bit about her. Her aesthetic is scene/garderu. She loves gardening but works at a cafe. She is hard of hearing and knows ASL. In the story that I have for her so far, she is the love interest for Jace, and they are kind of like a slow burn shoujo type couple. The whole idea I got from them actually came from the anime A Sign for Affection. A Sign for Affection and A Silent Voice. I've been wanting like a hard of hearing or a mute character for a long time, so I said, why not the both the best worlds? So she is hard of hearing and Jace is a mute, and their love comes from their knowledge of ASL and learning how to be there for each other even without words. This drawing really made me realize how much I need to study hair. Like, I knew that I needed to study hair before, but now I really know I need to study hair, because I don't know how to render hair, and I definitely don't know how to draw without it looking too stiff. I've already been watching studies on it in the side, but I haven't been applying it. So that may or may not be my next video of relearning art styles, but I'm not sure yet. I did attempt to learn some type of color theory while I was coloring, but honestly it went out in one ear and out the other. I have to do a full in-depth study of that if I want to learn that quickly. I did end up using some textured brushes here and there. I really liked how it looked, and I feel like next time I do a piece I'll be really more bold with it, because I was a little scared at first. I wasn't sure how it was gonna look, but I did actually end up loving it a lot. So I'll try to use more texture brushes in my art. And here is the finished piece. I did want to talk about really quickly how I did the coloring. Along with referencing a few artists, I made a few color palettes, but I really liked using split complementary colors. I think it really helps your art pop, and I highly recommend it. That's all for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. The next one will probably be doing hair, but before that, I do want to post a sketch for me that's definitely not based on Mystery from K-Pop Demon Hunters. Anyway, I hope you enjoy and have a good one. Bye. Welcome to After School Art Club. Hello everyone, welcome to the part of my video that is barely edited and just me wanting to talk about things. Today's question of the day is, how do we feel about the new background? Is it too flashy? Is it too much? I really liked it because they are based on some of my real life plushies, and it just makes me feel a lot better when I'm recording and in these videos to see them. As I said, my next Relearning Art Style episode will probably definitely be hair because I struggle with it a lot. But other than that, that's all I have for you today.